Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video we'll be taking a look at the battle systems, ruined monastery, and seeing how we can use this awesome terrain set for Warcry. Here we go, here's our Battle Systems Ruined Monastery. I'm really grateful to the guys at Battle Systems for sending this out for me to take a look at and see how we can use it for Warcry. In this video, we'll take a look at the box, unpack it, and then I'll also build it up and we'll see what each piece looks like, how it goes together. We'll go through some different variations because we can kind of put this together however we like. So we've got loads of options, and so we get a good close-up look of the contents and see them built on the tabletop too. I'll also be making some other videos where we use this in some battle reports, so that's going to be really cool to see exactly how it plays out on the battlefield. Once I've built it, I'll also take some measurements so we can see how that's going to apply to our movement, and maybe see on some of the warbands how we can use some abilities with it as well. So that'll be quite cool. I think I'll bring in the Corvus Cabal later on and we'll see how they can use their abilities to jump up and down, things like that. So it's going to be really fun. But let's get it open, take a look at the box and see what's inside. So that's a great picture on the front, and we can see we've got some miniatures here to give us an idea of scale. And it's 157 pieces, and it's all modular, and it's 28 to 35mm scale terrain, and we don't have to do any painting here as it's all printed and coloured as you see it. So that's amazing. And then on the back it's going to tell us exactly what we get in the box. So we're going to get 54 assorted wall panels, 3 assorted floor tiles, 3 ruined turrets, a grand entrance, a ruined grand entrance, 3 balustrades, 3 sets of steps, a ruined strut, 38 assorted scatter components and accessories, and 50 grey plastic clips. So that's a ton of pieces, and you can see here just some of the ideas of how it's all put together. So man, there's a lot going on there, and it just gives us a little bit of information here. This box contains everything you need to build the scattered ruins of a monastery or other Gothic building suitable for many 28 to 35mm fantasy and historical games. It can even be used as the interior of a dungeon or castle, and the fully modular pieces can be assembled in any combination we choose. We can have one large building or multiple small ruin sections, and that's going to give us different setups every time. And it says here the terrain is supplied flat packed on high quality, high density card, and it's printed in full colour on both sides, which is really cool. So no painting required, and the terrain is going to require assembly, and some small parts will require some glue. And then if you go to their website battlesystems.co.uk, they're going to have more details and full instructions. And before I got this, I checked out their video on YouTube, and I'll put a link in the description below to their channel, and they go through exactly how to put it together with some great tips and everything you need to know about this set and how to assemble it. And if you've seen their terrain before, you'll know that they've got tons of terrain for sci-fi, for fantasy. It's really amazing looking. I've been wanting to try it for quite a while, so I was really pleased when they sent this out. And again, thanks so much to them for doing that. So let's get it open and see what's inside. So here you can see this is A4, and quite a thin box, but it's going to be packed once we get it built. So although it doesn't look an awful lot now, it will be once we get everything assembled and in 3D. So let's get rid of this wrapping. I'll keep this board out so we can actually see some measurements. And then opening it up, that all comes out like this. That's everything. And we get a nice pack of card there, and we've got an envelope. I don't know what's in here, let's have a look. So we've got a padded envelope. This is all our clips. So let's get these out. So these are all the clips we're going to need to assemble and build the walls together. So we've got a pack, loads of different sizes, some cross ones. They're going to come in useful in a minute once we get it all out. Okay, let's open this up. And this looks great already. I mean, if you just look at that. Look at that detail, it's so cool. Okay, let's open him right up there. So this is going to be totally different to the terrain we got with, say, the Catacombs box. So I'll be really interested to see how high it is. Hopefully it's going to be 3 inches high on those walls when we put in the different platforms. So let's see here. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 card pieces. So that one's unique. And then these 2 are duplicates. And these 3 are duplicates as well. And you can see here, just looking at them, that they're all printed on the back as well, full colour, tons of detail, really well detailed. Let's take a close look at each one, shall we? There we go, and you can see the detail put in. It's really great. All the bricks and the ivy growing up it, that's awesome. Even down to the engravings on the stonework. That's brilliant. Little book there. And again, exactly the same on the other side. All high quality print. Really nice. So we've got 3 of those. And this one we've got 2. So we get loads of little rubble pieces that we can scatter around. The door, windows. And you can leave these glass pieces in or you can pop them out. So that's going to be cool. I think we'll pop them out, definitely. And you can see here, there's all little bits you can pop out of the brickwork as well to leave like damage, battle damage. And then finally this one, which is a single, we get that nice big door. And then we get, it looks like the same door but ruined, so that's nice. And then a few more windows and wall sections. So that's everything we're going to get in the box. We've got our clips and our printed card, and it's really nice and thick, great quality. But there's no instructions, and you don't need them for this because there's no set way to put it together. So that's a really cool thing about it. Of course, you can use like the back of the box and the little pictures on the box as some kind of inspiration and a bit of a guide. But certainly you want to be looking at their website and their YouTube channel on how to assemble it in the way that they think looks good as well. But I think the main thing with this is just to have a go, experiment with it and see what we get. So it's all new to me as well, so we're kind of learning together as I go through it. So let's start popping some pieces out and then we'll start building it up and see what we can get. Okay, so here's one of our duplicate pieces. So let's try this first and then we'll build this one together here. And then after I've done this, I'll go and start putting all the other pieces together and then we can have a run through of the different setups and have a talk about it. But let's have a look here. So do this first. So we just pop this out and just comes out really easy actually. And that's really crisp. So that comes right out with all the little grooves already taken out, ready for those clips to go in. So that's nice. And then here's this bit. And some of these are going to have little bends in them. So like for the turrets, you're going to have to bend that card. So we'll see how that works. Also, this is coming out as like little ruin pieces. So that's 3 bits there. That's really clever. And how they've thought this out is brilliant. Like how the pieces go together. And if you've seen the sci-fi things they've done, that's really awesome. The Core Space is their own game that they've come up with as well. And I've been watching some run-throughs on that game. And it looks really interesting. But here we go, so we're popping it all out. We've got a little step here. We've got another step. And you can see it just leaves little bits. Can you see that? Let me zoom that in. It just leaves these little tiny bits of card as you pop out, but you hardly notice them. But I think you could just trim those up if you wanted to. And what they also recommend is if you can see any of these exposed pieces, just to get like a felt tip pen or a marker that's the same colour and just run that around the edge, and that's going to finish it off really nicely. This bit's a balustrade or strad. Another big wall piece. So it really just pops out. That's great, isn't it? Some rubble. And that colour's going to go nicely on the board already. It kind of fits in nice. We've got a little book here. Is it a book? It says balustrade as well. Let's put that there. Got some more scatter. Another step. This is the ruined turret. So it feels solid as I'm getting it out. I'm trying to be careful so I don't like bend it, but it's really strong. And here's our turret. So it doesn't look like that bit bends. So there's going to be some little grooves, I think, in here. Ah, here we go. Let's look at this big. This is the ruined turret as well. Let's pop this big piece out. And this bit's cool as well. So you can see you've got one piece, but you can take that out, and then it's like got a big hole in it. And then you can also use that as a bit of scatter or another part of a wall to make it more jaggedy. And then here, can you see these grooves? Just these faint, like, they're almost like the card is scored. And then those we can just like bend like gently. And then that's going to give us like a curve for our tower, which you'll see later once I build it. And then we've got this big thing, another balustrade. And then these inserts just pop out, so we wouldn't use those for anything. This bit, and then finally these two. Nice, so that's all out. And we'll get rid of that template. Okay, so there we go, that's all off just one piece of card. So we get 3 of these, and then 3 other bits of card with all different things on too. So there's quite a lot here. I think it's going to really take some time just to play around with it. But I'll build something really quick just to show you the kind of process. So let's open up some of these little clips. There we are. So this is like a little corner clip, and we just match it up to one of the grooves. So I've watched a few of their videos now. This one, how to build this, but also for their core space, which I'm really liking the look of. Here we go. But anyway, so that goes in like that, and then this bit slides in there, and then you just get an instant corner piece of terrain, just like that. So that's really, really quick. I mean, this is the most basic thing you're going to do with it, I suppose. But that's the principle of it. You use the little clips to pop them in. These are the steps, which we can put on top of each other. And it's good to like glue these down. So you want those to like, zoom it in a bit. You want those to be glued down for sure. So there's the little steps. And then you can make like long walls. So you take one piece like this, and then this shape clip, that pops in. And then you take another piece, and then that can extend it like that. And then that gives you a long bit of wall there as well. And then what you can do is take a piece like this, and then that can slot over it. So they go into each other like that. And then that could stand up. So you could have a big section. This is the curved bit, so you wouldn't do it with that. But you could certainly do it with these other wall pieces. So you can make really long walls, long L shapes, or you can start leveling it up. You can have different levels. So, I mean, that's the principle of it. Just use the clips and you piece it together in all different ways. I think I'll go away now and just have a play with this, get used to it, build in some little ruins, some different variations, figure out this bit for the turret, and then we'll come back, take a good look at it, and talk through how we think it can fit in with our Warcry. So I'll do that now, and I'll see you back here in a second. It's been a little while since I recorded the first part of the video, but I really wanted to go away and do this justice and really test it. So this is the first set I put together, and I did a little quick battle with the Corvus Cabal and the Scions of the Flame, and it's a nice layout, and this really filled up the Warcry board, you can see there. And one thing I was looking for was the height, especially for the abilities that come with the Corvus Cabal, and I certainly got that. And you can see there that we've got like 2 levels of height, but I also used the little step to get a 3rd level. Worked out really great for my Spire Stalkers and the Shrike Talon, and they really need that height there to go around the battlefield. And you can see there's another little step I popped in, and here's a nice view of the layout. So I kept the middle quite bare, but put the height all around the edge. And I played a few rounds like this just to see how I got on with the terrain, and this was the first time that I tried it out. This is another layout I did, and this was my favourite of all the different ones I tried. And this is like pretty much a building as a monastery, all ruined, with a lot of the height on the outside, but also in the middle this time. And you can see here from the bird's eye view, there's lots of height there, and that's really covered the Warcry board. And again, I went for the height using those steps to give me 3 levels on the outside, and then on the inside 2 levels. So there's plenty of room for the Corvus Cabal to bounce around. Sitting down at the table, I think you get a really nice immersive feel from this terrain. And you can see all the jaggedy edges. You can make little corridors like this, which are really fun to play through. And I've just posed these for some pictures just to show you the different levels. And you can see they're working on loads of different heights, and they can jump across, and you can place it just as you would your normal Warcry terrain. And it was really good. It didn't move at all. I nudged it as I was playing. It didn't really move any more than the plastic terrain would. And it was really sturdy to play with. And there's the Spire Stalker there up high. So in a great position. I love this miniature as well. One of the Kabbalists just poking his head through the door. And this door is a really great feature to play as one of the armies entering the battlefield through the door. That was great fun. One, I decided to play a deployment card called Blood Rush, so it would put each of the war bands across from each other, and they'd all come in on the first round. And then this would be good, especially for this layout, to have one coming in the door and one from the other side and working their way across the ruins of the monastery to meet each other in battle. And I thought it'd be cool as the victory card to go with no mercy, straight up, 4 battle rounds of head-on trying to take each other out as quick as they could. It was between the Corvus Cabal, my favourite warband, and you can see them set up there, almost defending the monastery, and then coming through those doors, I've got the Legions of Nagash. I thought it'd be cool to have the skeletons coming in, and they're being led by the Necromancer coming in from the other side. And you can see there, it looks really great when you're up close to it like this. And when you're playing, it really does feel immersive. And this little corridor is a nice touch, getting the miniatures in there. But because of the nature of the ruins, with the jagged edges, the windows, you can see quite far through the battlefield, through all the pieces of terrain, which I really liked. And here you can see the skeletons have come in through the door. They're going to work their way across the battlefield. And through the broken wall here, the Necromancer is just cowering back, letting his skeletons do the work. And then they're coming around the corner there. But it looks great. And their bird's eye view again, you can see we've got some different heights and platforms for them to jump around. And here he is, just sneaking around the corner now. And yeah, it's really good. I mean, I'm really happy with it. I really like playing with it. And I think it didn't feel like cardboard at all. I mean, the detail was so great. It really felt like you were in a ruins. And certainly I got the same feeling, if not more immersive actually, than the Warcry terrain, just because of the close quarters here and how, like in that corridor, they're close together. You've got the buildings they're almost going in and coming out of. And I think it really suited the Warcry gameplay and worked really well for the Corvus Cabal to get the height, and just fun with the skeletons coming through all the different cracks. So yeah, this was a great layout, and this is just one way of doing it as one big building, but you could certainly do it in a lot more smaller pieces and have them more scattered around. And that's the beauty of this set. You can really just go for it and do whatever you like. And I tried here just mixing some of the Warcry platforms and scatter terrain, and I think it worked really well. It really fits in together, and I think it matched up nicely. So those platforms work good. And there's the sewer entrance as well, the skeletons coming out of it. And you'll see now in a second the platform closer up. There we go. So yeah, it's certainly all fitted in and worked really well. And overall, I was really pleased with it and really thought it was great fun for Warcry and really matched the gameplay well. And measurement-wise, these little platforms are just over 2 inches. So each platform section is 2 inches up. And because it's just over, for things like falling, you can just round it up to 3 and make that agreement when you start. But with the platform added on, it takes it up to close to 2.5 inches. It certainly fits in with the rules, and for measuring and climbing and things like that, that's going to work really well. Another example from the Battle Systems website, but I'd really recommend picking this set up, giving it a try, and just building your own however you'd like, and certainly tie it in with the narrative of the games you're playing. But really, it's just to sit down, spend a couple of hours having fun, piecing it together, and just enjoying yourself. I'll put links in the description below to the Battle Systems website where you can pick this up for an RRP of $28.99. I'll also put a link to Element Games where you can often get a discount of between 10 and 20% of all the different products there. The Element Games link will be an affiliate link, but it won't cost you anything extra. In fact, it will save you perhaps that 10 to 20%, and for every sale made through an affiliate link, I get a small commission, and that's going to help me develop the channel. So thanks so much for that support. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks to Battle Systems for sending me this awesome set of terrain, and I'll make some videos of it actually being used in some battle reports coming soon, so look out for those. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this has given you a good insight into what you get in the Ruined Monastery set, and maybe this is something you'd like to pick up if you want some extra terrain that you can use in your Warcry game. Please like if you like it, subscribe for more content like this, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games.